Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon.
Yeah, bye.
How are you today? How are you today?
How you? Thank you. How are you?
Oh, can you see my PowerPoint? Yes or no? Yes? Is it yes? Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Please prepare your grammar book. Of course, today we are going to talk about grammar. And we're going to talk about a new topic, okay? Let's wait for the others. We still have 1 minute. Non, how are you today, Non?
I'm fine, thank you.
Just fine. How are you feeling? Happy, sad, sleepy,
Happy.
lonely? You're what? You're sleepy?
No, my brother.
Okay. What did you eat for lunch? What did you eat for lunch? Fried chicken? Is it fried chicken? Oh, I'm hungry. Uh,
Only soup.
it's
Only soup.
only soup, ah? How about rice? Did you pair it with rice? You eat rice and soup. Wow, that's delicious. Okay, it's already 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Please get your grammar book and open it on page 51. Has it at 51? We're going to talk about a new chapter on your grammar book. Today, we are going to talk about chapter 4, present perfect and past perfect. I know some of you already know this topic. We always talk about this topic. The purpose of our lesson for today is to differentiate or to identify what is present perfect and what is past perfect and what is the difference between the two. How are we going to use the two tenses? Okay, are you ready? Yes? Okay. For those who just joined the meeting, open your book on page 51. Before we answer your book, let's talk about present perfect and past perfect. Okay. First, let's start with present perfect. I know you already studied present perfect when you were in Proton 5, when you were in grade 5, I should say. Can you remember what is present perfect?
No.
No. Why no? Anyone who can remember what is present perfect? We always talk about present perfect in your family and friends, right? It is also included in your family and friends. But here on our grammar lesson, we are going to talk about a detailed information about present perfect. Okay, let's have an introduction first. Some of the most confusing tenses in the English language are the present perfect and past perfect. What do I mean by confusing? Sometimes we think that this is present perfect. Sometimes we think it is past perfect. We really don't know. We are very confused, no? They become especially confusing when you have to identify which tense to use and which one is being used. So today, let's practice both of those tenses. Are you quite confused about present perfect and past perfect? You know, if even me, even teacher, even if I study and learn about present perfect and past perfect, sometimes I get confused also.
tense ที่ชวนให้เราสับสนในภาษาอังกฤษคือ present perfect แล้วก็ past perfect นะคะ เดี๋ยววันนี้ teacher จะมาสอน2 tense นี้นะคะ
Okay. Now, the first question, of course, the first question. What is present perfect? Who can give me a short definition of present perfect? Past 5. If you can remember, past 5 on your midterm exam. Anyone who can remember what is present perfect? You really cannot remember? Oh my goodness. Okay. When we say present perfect, the present perfect tense says that an action was completed at a time before the present, meaning it happened in the past. And the result or consequences of the action are still relevant now. When we say present perfect, these are the things that happened in the past that are still true, important until the present, until now. With the present perfect, we use present perfect. We recall the past from the present. We are talking in the present, but we recall things that happened in the past.
present perfect นะคะใช้กล่าวถึงเหตุการณ์ที่เกิดขึ้นในอดีตและผลเนี่ยยังคงดำเนินมาจนถึงปัจจุบันนั่นเองเนาะและยังใช้ระลึกถึงเรื่องราวในอดีตได้อีกด้วยค่ะ
Next, now, how to use the present perfect? A while ago, we talked about what is present perfect. So how are we going to use present perfect? Look at this one. I will give you a scenario, no? Say you want to share a funny information or an important achievement. Maybe a project you've started in the past, but you're still working on. And you want to talk about repeated actions that happened at different yet indefinite times in your life. These are some of the essential uses of present perfect. That is to say, talking about accomplishments and experience, indefinite past actions, ongoing events, or news we would like to share. Basically, present perfect, we use it when we talk about things that happened in the past, already done, already happened in the past, yet we still talk about it until now.
สมมุติว่าเรานะคะต้องการแบ่งปันเรื่องราวหรือว่าความสำเร็จที่สำคัญอาจจะเป็นสิ่งที่ได้เริ่มทำไปแล้วแต่ว่าตอนเนี้ยกำลังดำเนินการอยู่หรือถ้าต้องการอยากจะพูดเกี่ยวกับการกระทำซ้ำๆที่เกิดขึ้นในช่วงเวลาต่างๆในชีวิตนะคะเราจะใช้ present perfect ในการพูดถึงความสำเร็จประสบการณ์การกระทำในอดีตที่ไม่แน่นอนนะคะเหตุการณ์ที่กำลังดำเนินอยู่หรือว่าข่าวที่เราอยากจะแชร์หรือว่าแบ่งปันกับใครค่ะ
Okay, thank you, teacher. Okay, before we proceed to past perfect, that is the lessons that we talk about present perfect. I'm going to ask you if you remember what we talked about. None. What is present perfect? What is present perfect? What is present perfect? How about Wilasini? Wilasini, what is present perfect?
What is that?
What is present perfect?
Present perfect.
We just talk about it. What is present perfect? How about Premika? Premika, what is present perfect? Premika, what is present perfect? How about Maitawin? Maitawin, what is present perfect?
So hard.
So hard. No, it's not. How about Supanita? Supanita, what is present perfect?
I think is past
Yes.
is
It's
past
things that happened in the past
um
that
and it happening on present.
still true at the present. Very good. I think you know what is present perfect, but it's difficult for you to express it in English. Am I right? Yes or no? You know present perfect, but you are having a hard time saying it in English. Am I correct? Yes or no? Yes, yes. Okay. Non, can you explain present perfect in Thai?
perfect ก็คือเหตุการณ์ที่มันเคยเกิดขึ้นในอดีตแล้วมันก็เป็นยังเป็นจริงอยู่ในตอนนี้
Is it correct, teacher Namwa?
ผลยังคงอยู่ในปัจจุบัน correct teacher
Is it correct, teacher Namwa?
yes
Okay, very good. Okay. I know you know what is present perfect. Now, let's proceed to past perfect. Okay. What is past perfect? If present perfect are the things that happened in the past and still true up until now, what is past perfect? When we say past perfect, the past perfect tense says that an action was completed at a time before another action happened in the past. Meaning there are two actions. There are two actions in the past and it always and it remains in the past only. With the past perfect, we look back from a specific time in the past.
ส่วน past perfect tense นะคะใช้กล่าวถึงการกระทำหรือว่าเหตุการณ์ที่เสร็จสิ้นในอดีตนะคะและมีอีกเหตุการณ์หนึ่งเนี่ยเกิดขึ้นตามมาและก็ใช้กับการนึกย้อนเรื่องราวในอดีตจากปัจจุบันค่ะ
Okay. How about how to use the past perfect? How are we going to use the past perfect? Look at this one. Past perfect also called the past in the past because there are two actions in the past. Past in the past. Imagine, look at this one. Imagine you wanted to share a story about your surprise birthday party. You want to tell your friends about the surprise birthday party you had. So you start by telling your friends how disappointed you were with your family because you believe they had forgotten about your big day. And then it turned out that they had put together the most memorable party of your life. So there are two actions. You thought that your family forgot your birthday, and then the other action in the past was they put or they surprised you with a big birthday party. In your storyline, everything is in the past. All of the actions are in the past, but some actions happened before others. Being able to use this mixture of past tense gives a chronological order to your narrative. So basically, past perfect, there are two actions in the past. The first the first action happened before the other action, but both action remains in the past. We don't talk about it in the present day or present tense.
สมมุติว่าเรา เราจินตนาการว่าอยากจะแบ่งปันเรื่องราวเกี่ยวกับงานเซอร์ไพรส์วันเกิดนะคะ เราเนี่ยเริ่มด้วยการบอกเพื่อนๆว่าตอนแรกเนี่ยรู้สึกเสียใจเพราะว่าคิดว่าทุกคนเนี่ยลืมวันเกิดของเราไปแล้ว แต่ว่าปรากฏว่าพวกเขาเนี่ยได้จัดงานปาร์ตี้วันเกิดที่เป็นเรื่องที่เราประทับใจจนไม่อยากจะลืมนะคะ จากเรื่องราวตัวอย่างเนี่ยทุกอย่างเนี่ยเป็นอดีต ฉะนั้นเราจึงใช้รูปอดีตการในการช่วยจัดลำดับการเล่าเรื่องค่ะตามลำดับเวลา เราไม่สามารถใช้เหตุการณ์ดังกล่าวนะคะใน present perfect ในการเล่าเรื่องนี้ได้ เพราะว่ามันมีเรื่องราวในอดีตที่เจาะจงช่วงเวลาที่สิ้นสุดโดยมันไม่ได้มีเรื่องของขวัญมาเกี่ยวข้องนะคะ
Okay, always remember, you can't use the present perfect to tell this story because it's set in a specific and definite past. The time period is finished and no present is involved. Present perfect, things that happened in the past that is still true right now. When we say past perfect, it only happened in the past. Those actions only happened in the past. Understand? Did you understand? Yes? Anon, what is past perfect?
สรุปก็คือ past perfect อะค่ะทุกอย่างเกิดขึ้นในอดีตหมดเลยคือมันมีเหตุการณ์หนึ่งเกิดขึ้นก่อนแล้วมีอีกเหตุการณ์หนึ่งเกิดขึ้นตามแต่ว่าทุกอย่างอยู่ในอดีตอะค่ะส่วน present perfect คือมันเกิดเหตุการณ์ในอดีตแล้วก็ผลมันยังคงอยู่ในปัจจุบันนั่นเองค่ะอันนี้คือความแตกต่าง
Non, what is past perfect?
The past perfect tense say that an action was complete at the time before another action happened.
Oh, very good. You take note. Very good. How about the others? I will call another. Let's give chance to others. Let me see if you are really listening or taking down notes. Let's call Natakamon. Natakamon, can you hear me? Natakamon, what is past perfect? Natakamon, what is past perfect? No response. How about Preo? Preo, what is past perfect? Preo? Oh, you're very busy? Okay. I prepared a diagram here. Look at my diagram. Look at my diagram here. Present perfect and past perfect. No? Look at the present perfect. When we say events, these are the things that happened in your life. So when we use present perfect to talk about events that happened in your life, it is from the past up until present. Can you see the event? Can you see the word event? Event are the things that happened in your life or things that are happening in your life. Now, if you want to tell about the events that happened in your life, you can use present perfect if those events happened in the past and still true at the present. Whereas in past perfect, look at the past perfect here. The event only happened in the past. Can you, did you understand this diagram? Can you understand this diagram? Yes or no? Yes. Present perfect, past and present. While in past perfect, it only happened in the past. Okay. Now, let's proceed to structures. How are we going to write a present perfect and past perfect? First, let's proceed to present perfect. How are we going? Do you have any idea? Since we already talked about this topic when you were Proton 5. Any idea how we construct a present perfect sentence? Any idea? Any idea? In present perfect, we should have, or first, our subject, of course, I didn't put the subject here, but the most important structure of present perfect is has or have plus past participle. Has and have. If your subject is singular, you use has. If your subject is plural, you use have. What do we mean by singular again? Singular means only one, right? And how about plural form? What does plural form mean?
2 or more.
2 or more. If your subject is singular, use has. If your subject is plural, use have, and then you add your past participle. Later on, we're going to talk about past participle. Okay, next, how about past perfect? I think you have already idea about this one because it's past. What is the past of has and have? What is the past of has and have? What is the past tense of verb to have?
Had.
Had. Very good. In past perfect, we're going to use had plus past participle. Regardless of your subject, we always use had in past perfect. Understand? Okay. Next. Now let's talk about past participle before we have an examples of sentence examples for present and past perfect. Okay, so first, what is past participle? If we already know the structure, has or have plus past participle, what is past participle? The past participle refers to an action that was started and completed entirely in the past. It is the third principal part of a verb created by adding ed or d to the base form of a regular verb. Okay, when we say past participle, these are your verb 3. We have verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3. When we say past participle, this is your verb 3. For regular verb, take note of this one. For regular verb, we only add d or ed to the base form of the verb. The past participle is generally used with an auxiliary or helping verb, has and have or had, to express the perfect aspect. A verb construction that describes events occurring in the past that are linked to or later time, usually the present. When we say, for example, past participle in irregular verbs, the spelling completely change.
past yes sorry past participle หรือว่า verb 3 นะคะคือการกระทำที่เกิดขึ้นในอดีตโดย regular verb เนี่ยเราจะเพิ่ม ed หรือว่า d นะคะท้ายคำกริยานั่นเองซึ่งเราจะใช้ verb ช่วย have has นะคะแล้วก็ had ร่วมด้วยเพื่อแสดงถึงเหตุการณ์ที่เกิดขึ้นในอดีตและเชื่อมโยงมาจนถึงปัจจุบันค่ะ
Okay. Past participles, look at this one. Past participles of regular verb. To understand past participle, sorry, I forgot this one. I should have removed this one. Okay. Okay. Past participles of regular verb. To understand past participle, you first need to know how to make a verb past tense. To do so, add ed or d as in these examples that show the verb on the left and the simple past tense on the right. Jump and touch is an example of a verb, right? And these verbs are what we call regular verb. If it's regular verb, we only add ed or d. If the verb ends with e, we add d. If the verb doesn't end with e, we add ed.
ตัวอย่าง past participle สำหรับ regular verb นะคะ เราสามารถเติม ed หรือว่า d เนี่ยข้างหลังกริยาได้เลย เช่น jump ก็จะเป็น jumped ก็คือเติม ed นะคะ touch ก็ touched เติม ed ค่ะ
Next, how about past participles of irregular verb? When we say past participle forms of irregular verbs have various endings, including d, t, and n. Irregular verbs are trickier to form in simple past than regular verbs, as these examples illustrate. Look at my example. For example, the word blow. Blow in simple past, blew. How about in past participle? Blown. We add letter N, blown. For freeze in simple past, it will become froze. For past participle, it will become, we add letter N, frozen. For example, in the word go, in simple past, we say went. In past participle, we make it gone.
ตัวอย่าง past participle ในรูป irregular verbs นะคะ irregular verbs ก็คือกริยาที่เปลี่ยนรูปไปเลยนะคะ อย่างเช่นคำว่า blow ที่แปลว่าเป่าก็จะกลายเป็น blew blow freeze แช่แข็งก็เป็น froze go ไปก็เป็นคำว่า went ค่ะ
Okay. To form the past participle of these irregular verbs, proceed with an auxiliary verb. Oh, look at this one. If we incorporate it with our perfect tenses, when we add our has and have, we use this past participle a while ago. In the verb one will be the verb one is blow, verb 2 blew, verb 3 blown. Verb 1, freeze. Verb 2, froze. Verb 3, frozen. Verb 1, go. Verb 2, went. Verb 3, gone.
ใน tense present perfect นะคะ เราจะใช้ verb ช่วย has กับ have นำหน้า past participle หรือว่า verb 3 นั่นเอง ถ้าประธานเป็นเอกพจน์เราก็จะใช้ has นะคะ ถ้าเป็นพหูพจน์เราก็จะใช้ have ค่ะ ดังตัวอย่าง
Okay. Now look at this one. Look at my list here. We have verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. But this list are only for regular verbs. Only regular verbs. Look at this one. For example, the word accept. Accept is an example of regular verb. Now for our verb 1, it is accept, meaning simple tense, simple present tense. Verb 1 is your simple present tense. Verb 2 is your simple past tense. Verb 3 is your past participle. For regular verb, we have, for example, V1, accept. Verb 2, accepted. We add ed. For verb 3, for past participle, it remains the same. Accepted. We have here maybe the word bake. The word bake ends with e. We make it in past tense. We add d because it already ends with e. So in simple past, it is baked. In V3 remains the same, baked. That is your regular verb. V1, V2, and V3 remains the same, D or ED. For regular verbs. Whereas for irregular verbs, look at this one. For irregular verbs, the spelling completely changed. Just look at this one. Base form of the verb, eat. Past simple, ate. Past participle, eaten. Next, we have, for example, give. What is the past simple of give? None. Past simple of give. What is the past simple? V2. V2 of give.
Gave.
Gave. Very good. How about the past participle of give? None. What is the past participle of give?
Given.
Given. Very good. Next, how about natakan? Natakan, what is the base form of the word broken? What is the base form of the word broken? Natakan?
Don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
Share again.
What is the base form of the word broken? What is the base form of the word broken?
Break.
Very good. How about Chamawi? Chamawi, what is the past participle of spoke? What is the past participle of spoke? Chamawi? Past participle of spoke.
Done.
Spoken. Spoken. Very good. How about, let's call, how about Premika? Premika, what is the base form of the word taken? Base form of the word taken, Premika?
Take.
Very good. Next, how about Danotai? Danotai, can you hear me? What is the past participle of do? Danotai? Danotai. What is the past participle of do? Danotai, we cannot hear you. What is the past participle of do? Done. Okay. Kids, don't get confused. For regular verbs, V2 and V3 are just the same. For irregular verbs, your verb 2 and verb 3 are completely different. Now, for present perfect and past perfect, we use the past participle. Whether in irregular verbs or irregular verbs, we use the verb 3. Always remember, verb 3. Okay, now look at my example sentence here. For present perfect, it can be like this. Tim has studied 2 foreign languages. We use has because Tim is singular. And what is the past participle of the word study? It's studied because the word study is a regular verb. It is a regular verb. Whereas in past perfect, look at this one. The baby had cried before her dad came. We have two actions here. What are the two actions in the sentence? Anyone? What are the two actions in the past perfect example? Anyone who can tell me the two actions in past perfect? Anyone? What are the two actions?
มีใครช่วยแยกเหตุการณ์ให้ทีเชอร์หน่อยค่ะ2เหตุการณ์ในตัวอย่างประโยค past perfect อันแรกอะค่ะมี2เหตุการณ์ลูก
Hmm? What are the two actions? Two action words. In my example on past perfect, what are the two verbs? Two action word.
Right.
Cried and
Okay.
came. Very good. We have two actions here, so therefore it is in past perfect. We use had regardless of our subject. Either the subject is singular or plural, we have to use had or past perfect. Understand? Next, another example. Look at this one. In present perfect. I have been in London for 2 weeks. The time is, we have here for 2 weeks. Whereas in past perfect, I had lived in London before I moved to Paris. What are the two verbs on the sentence in past perfect? What are the two action words? Anyone? What are the two action words? I had lived in London before I moved to Paris.
Live and move.
Live and move. Okay. Next meeting, we're going to talk about the time expressions that we're going to use with present and past perfect. Okay. Next. Okay. Take note. Look at this one. Take note. Because some of you are still confused. A confusion that students tend to have is when they see have had placed together in a sentence. For example, look at my example here. I have had a cold. Now, teacher, what is this? Why do we have and had in both sentence? I thought in present perfect we only use has or have, and then past perfect we only use had. But why, teacher, this sentence it has have and had? What happened? I have had a cold. So in this present perfect, so is this the present perfect because of have, or is the present perfect because of had? Past perfect because of had. What do you think? Look at the sentence. I have had a cold. Is it present perfect or past perfect? What do you think? Is it present perfect or past perfect? I have had a cold. What do you think? Is it present perfect or past perfect?
Present perfect.
Why? Why do you think it's a present perfect? In order to identify the correct tense, always look at the first have or had. In this sentence, we first use have. Therefore, this sentence is the present perfect. Always remember which one used first, okay? If the word have used first, then it's present perfect. If the word had used first, then it is a past perfect.
เด็กส่วนใหญ่นะคะมักเกิดความสับสนเมื่อเรานำ have กับ had มารวมกันในประโยคเดียวกันอย่างเช่น I have had a cold ก็คือฉันเป็นหวัดเนาะจริงๆมันคือรูป present perfect นั่นเองค่ะเพราะว่าโครงสร้างของมันก็คือ have has ตามด้วย past participle หรือว่า verb ช่อง3นะคะก็คือ verb ช่อง3ของประโยคนี้คือคำว่า had นั่นเองนะคะเป็น verb ช่อง3ของ has have ที่แปลว่ามีฉันมีไข้ทำไมถึงเป็น present perfect เพราะว่าคือเราเป็นไข้ในอดีตแต่ตอนนี้เราก็ยังเป็นไข้อยู่เนาะประโยคนี้มันเลยเหมือนแบบมันสื่อว่าในอดีตเป็นไข้ตอนนี้ก็ยังเป็นอยู่เพราะว่าฉันเป็นไข้ฉันเป็นหวัดเนี้ยค่ะคำเนี้ยมันก็เลยเป็น present perfect.
Okay, but kids, look at this sentence. I have a cold. You cannot write I have a cold. It's wrong. You cannot use had and have in both sentences like this because had should be your verb should be in past participle. and have is in present simple. So therefore, saying I have a cold is wrong. Do not use it in a sentence. Do not use that sentence. The correct form of the sentence is I have had a cold, because the word had because the word had is already in past participle, so it is correct to use with the word have. Understand? I have had a cold is correct sentence, but when you say I have a cold, it's wrong. Do not use it in a sentence. Do not use that sentence. It's wrong. Okay. Now, open your book on page 51. Let's do a warm-up. Past participle, page 51. Asip it. Okay. The direction here, circle the past participle in each group. Okay, for number 2, the base form of the word here is stop. Stop is irregular or regular verb. What do you think? The word stop, is it irregular or regular verb? What do you think? Stop, regular or irregular? Anyone? Regular verb. And if it's regular verb in past participle, we add ed. But look at this one. I have a question. Anyone who can answer me +2. Why is it in number 2, the past participle is stop, and look at the spelling. Look at the spelling, kids. Why is it we double letter P in the word stop? Why did we write 2 letter P? Why did we add another letter P? Why? +2. Anyone who can explain it to me?
Cause O is vowel and P is consonant.
Very good. If the word ends with a vowel plus consonant, we double the last consonant. Okay, not very good. +2. Next, number 3. How about number 3? Put. Is it regular or irregular? The word put. Is it regular or irregular? How about the word put? Is it regular or irregular verb? Anyone?
Regular.
Irregular. Do you know that the word put in simple present, the word is put. In past simple, the word is put. And in past participle, it remains the same, put. So your past participle for number 3 is put. You don't have to change the word. V1 put, V2 put, V3 put. Put. Where's pop? Okay. Next, number 4. Number 4, what is the past participle on number 4? Anyone? What is the past participle? V3 in number 4. Anyone? Are you there, kids? Are you still here? Why are you not talking? I want to hear you. Papa Warin, what is the past participle in number 4? Known. Very good. Known. Next, number 5. Number 5, let's call Maitawin. Maitawin, what is the past participle in number 5?
Participle.
Past participle in number 5.
bean.
B or bean?
Bean.
With N? Is it with N? Bean? Yes. Okay. Very good. Next, number 6. Number 6. Let's call Wasu. Wasu, what is the past participle in number 6? Wasu?
Very good.
What is the past participle in number 6? Wasu. For number 6, what is the past participle? Uy. How about, huh? Again? Wanted. Okay, next. Preo, number 7. Wilasini, number 7.
Okay.
What is the answer, Preo, in number 7?
Stay.
Said. Very good. How about number 8, Rawipon? Number 8, Rawipon.
Okay.
Number 8.
Ano na?
Past participle, number 8. Your V3. Having, have or had? Alina?
Has.
Had. Very good. Okay, next, number 9, Supanita.
Ka.
Number 9, what is the past participle in number 9?
Participle.
Hmm?
When.
Past participle, V3. V3.
V3.
Yes.
Gone.
Gone. Okay. And last, number 10. Number 10, how about put? Tirapop. Number 10. What is the past participle in number 10? Put. Not responding. Non, what is the past participle in number 10?
Taken.
Taken. Okay. Next meeting, we're still going to talk about present and past perfect. Please do an advanced reading regarding present perfect with already, just, before, yet, and recently. Okay? We will continue our discussion next meeting. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you again next meeting.
See you next
Bye, bye, bye,
meeting.
bye, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.